Hello, PromoEQP. It's Alex Morin here from Promonoise on another edition of the intersection of heart and mind. And this time I'm going to spend a few minutes just talking about a recent blog that I posted for you called What Rhymes with Rut. And what I was talking about in that blog is the fact that everybody gets in a rut from time to time. And we all know what a rut is. A rut is when we're not doing so well, when we seem to be stuck there in this groove that appears to be inescapable, at least for a little while. We see it in sports all the time. Athletes that can't seem to score a goal for the life of them for several games in a row. We see it in business with salespeople that can't seem to snag an order for the life of them for several weeks or months in a row. And we also see it in relationships. When our relationship goes stale for days or weeks or months at a time, we call those things ruts. And what I want to introduce to you is the concept that a rut is really nothing more than an emotional state, and it actually is the confluence of circumstance and emotional state. And it's kind of like this. Think about it for a couple of seconds. Have you ever had an experience where you cut yourself? And you don't realize that you're cut until you look down at, say, your hand and you say, oh my gosh, I'm cut. And then all of a sudden the panic sets in and you start to feel the pain. But you didn't prior to that because you really didn't realize that you were cut. Well, the same thing happens with circumstance. A terrible circumstance can befall us, and all of a sudden we can be going along in a fabulous mood, the circumstance hits, and then it takes a moment for it to kick in, and all of a sudden our mindset changes and we adopt a negative mindset. So if we relate this to business and a salesperson who hasn't closed a deal in a while, you'll find that not closing a deal ends up being the circumstance. It's not a terrific reason to lose one's mind, to come at life with a negative attitude, but a week goes by and 2 weeks go by, and all of a sudden our mindset begins to change. And when it changes to the negative, this is how we get stuck in ruts. Because now that we're in the negative mind space, we're likely to continue to recreate negative results. Think about this for a second. If you go to the gym and you're about to lift a heavy weight, a weight that is really difficult to lift, it's challenging to do that when you're in a negative mindset. So if you're sitting there with the weights in front of you and you say, oh my gosh, this is going to be so heavy. I don't know if I can do this today. This is going to be terrible. I'm not feeling it. I'm tired. And you start inventing all of these excuses. What you are doing is bringing a mindset to a circumstance. So the quickest way to get out of a rut is to actually bring or change your mindset when circumstance meets your mindset. So all of a sudden you're going along, everything's great, you're happy, and circumstance meets that happiness, and all of a sudden, boom, it shifts into negative. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to absorb that circumstance. You're going to want to honor the way it makes you feel initially, and then you are the one who's going to propel yourself out of that rut by changing your mindset. And you're going to do that by creating habits that create terrific results. And as you do that, the results will start to change, the circumstance will start to change, and you're coming at it from a positive mindset. Just like the weightlifter in the gym, if you approach those weights with a can-do attitude, I will lift them, I can lift them, I am trained to do this, I have built up my weeks and my months prior to this to get to this particular point, and you do it with enthusiasm and positivity, then it will absolutely happen. And this is the key to getting yourself out of a rut, to meet circumstance with a positive mindset. Hey, I'm Alex from Promonoise. I love doing these little segments for you at PromoEQP. Thanks very much for listening, and I can't wait to do it again. And in the meantime, let's keep making beautiful noise together. So long for now.